I just kind of thought, I was like, I can't just do keto the rest of my life. Like, there's birthdays, parties, there's all these little things, there's holidays that you're gonna have stuff. So I just kind of thought, it's gonna hurt me worse than it is gonna help me to keep.
Hello.
Hello.
Thank you for coming and doing this today.
Mm-hmm.
Can you tell us a little bit about you, your family, your interests, work, etc.?
Yes, I have 4 sisters and 1 brother. We've lived in Utah like our whole lives, and I just graduated high school this last year, and I'm up at college, and I'm serving right now.
So you wanted to talk a little bit about being body conscious. So when do you feel you first became aware of how your body looked, and when did you really begin to feel body conscious?
So, like, all when I was little and, through junior high, I did dance and cheer and all that, so I was working out, like, all the time, when I was a little girl, so, I stopped, like, at the end of junior high, beginning of high school, so that's when I kind of noticed, I was stopping working out all the time, so I gained a little bit of weight after then, so.
That's when you became more conscious about it?
Yeah, I really hadn't thought about it before then.
Mm-hmm. What influenced you to become more aware of how you looked and what you ate? What triggered your negative responses?
Most of it was social media. I think if you go on Instagram, you're gonna compare yourself no matter who you are. So I was bored at school, I went on Instagram. I came home, I was bored, I went on Instagram. So that's definitely the number one thing. And not only like being body confident, but you're gonna think, oh, all these people are hanging out and they're in my friend group and I'm not with them. Like, why am I not good enough to hang out with them? So that was definitely it. And also, like, just seeing people at school, you're like, everybody's different and it doesn't matter, but you're like, why don't I look like that?
Mm-hmm. How would you describe your relationship with social media?
Now or then?
Then, when it was really...
I did not notice at all. Like, I think I always kind of didn't like social media. I always had that mindset, but I didn't do anything about it, so I was just mindlessly scrolling all the time, and I did not notice how much I was on my phone until after. So, I feel like it's similar to everyone, just you're bored, so you go on your phone or Snapchatting people that you don't even know, that type of thing.
So how did these thoughts affect the other parts of your life, like school, family, activities, friends, and family relationships?
So in high school, I kind of didn't really want to hang out with a bunch of people. I had like my small friend group and I had fun in high school, but I was just like always conscious about it. So, if me and my friends, if I had a whole group of friends and we were all hanging out and they wanted to go swimming, I wouldn't be comfortable with that. So I think I kind of secluded myself in a way. And like, I didn't want to be like, oh, I just don't have friends, so I'm not hanging out with people. So I worked a lot so that I could, be busy and just not think about it.
You avoided any kind of situation. How did your negative mindset and relationship with food manifest itself in you?
So I didn't realize that I had a negative mindset at the time, but once I started like gaining weight, I was like, I have got to get this off. That's all I thought about constantly. So I would try crazy diets, and I did like the keto diet, so I was on 20 carbs a day, and that's kind of crazy, but especially for what age I was at. And that was just all I really thought about. I had an app on my phone and I would put in all the food I was eating. It was just really bad.
So do you feel like it affected every time you ate?
Yeah, like if I had eaten something that was not under 20 carbs, or like my friends went to Chick-fil-A and I didn't get a salad instead of nuggets, I would just be like so disappointed in myself.
What did you do when you were disappointed in yourself?
I would, for the rest of the day, I would be like, okay, now I have to go get Crumble, everything I've been wanting for the past little bit, and then the next day I would go again, and then eat a little bit less maybe, or drink more water, just to like cleanse my palate.
So if you messed up, you felt like the whole day was shot.
Yeah, which is kind of funny because that's not the case. But I'm always like 100 or 0, so if I had already messed up, I was going to finish it off strong with 100 and then go 0 again.
Right. Was there a point that it came to a head where you became concerned, or how did you know there needed to be a change? What were the red flags?
So I think I kind of like in the back of my head knew that it was bad, like from the start, but I just didn't care because I felt like that was the only thing I could control, even though it wasn't really working. Like I did lose a little bit of weight while restricting a lot, but it wasn't really, that effective. So I don't know, at one point I just kind of thought to myself, I had a friend that told me that her friend or something did keto and they just kind of ruined their whole like body because it was so used to restricting so much and no carbs and like lettuce basically and chicken. So I just kind of thought, I was like, I can't just do keto the rest of my life. Like there's birthdays, parties, there's all these little things, there's holidays that you're gonna have stuff. So I just kind of thought it's gonna hurt me worse than it is gonna help me to keep doing this. So that was probably it. Yeah.
Was there a specific turning point for you?
Yes, there was a turning point for a lot of things. So me and my family went to Island Park at the beginning of this last summer, so it's like November now, and I had never been there and I was really excited to go, and we were on our way to like Mesa Falls or something, and my mom was just talking about how she came up here right after high school with a bunch of her friends and they cleaned cabins for a summer, and I just thought that was the coolest thing ever. I don't know why, but like every time someone asked me if I had 3 wishes, what would they be, I always said I wanted to grow up in like the 90s or 80s, So she just had told us about that, and I was just like, that is the coolest thing ever. Like imagine going to a cabin with a bunch of your friends and they're not like worried about taking pictures and putting filters on them and coming up with cool captions just so everybody knows that you guys went to this cabin together. They're just like having fun. And they're not on their phones, they're just there, only them. Like I thought that was so cool. So on that trip, like literally on that car ride to Mesa Falls, I decided that I was just gonna have fun and like not think about anything like that. So I deleted Snapchat, TikTok, all of those apps on that car ride, and I just decided I was just gonna literally have the time of my life and just be unapologetically myself, because why not? Like nobody knows, who cares?
And you didn't have to think about how to post it.
Yes.
How to word it, what the angle would be best.
Yes.
Okay, so did you ever ask for professional help, and what helped you the very most?
I never asked for professional help. I think talking with my friends was the most help, because I had so many friends that felt the same way as me, and they were like, yeah, I'm trying to eat healthy, I'm trying to work out all the time, and everyone's just built different. Like you can work out all the time to feel good, but it's just how you are. So that was probably the best help, and even my sisters too. Like I don't know, I think that was the most. Like I never got professional help, but just talking with people helped me a lot.
So you found a lot of support in your friends and your sisters?
Because we were like all the same. Like there's only a small majority of people who are like size 0, and it's just crazy to me now to think that that's what I was striving for, when most of the people aren't like that, So I don't know, I think just knowing that there was so many people that felt the same way and just kind of like hated comparing themselves on social media, hated the way they looked, it just helped me.
Yeah, to realize you're not alone.
Yeah.
How do you keep a healthy mindset today?
I think going back to what I was saying about, like, I can't restrict my whole life, like, that's crazy, so I think definitely I still don't have, like, Instagram or any of that, and I'm not spending time on that, so not comparing myself and constantly thinking about that has helped me a lot. But also just knowing, like, literally there's so many people in this world that will be size 0 and they'll have McDonald's every day. Like, it's not all about what you eat all the time and you have to be perfectly strict, you know. You can eat healthy to feel good about yourself, but, or like your stomach doesn't hurt, that's kind of what I mean, but not to, you know, just try to be size 0 all the time.
Mm-hmm. What advice would you give your younger self? Are there things you wish that you would have known?
I kind of like went back and forth with this question. I want to give myself this advice, but if I hadn't gone through this, I wouldn't be able to help, you know, my friends or my sisters who like have a bad mindset now. So I would just say, if I was to give any younger girl advice, I would just say that you're gonna waste time, like, thinking about this all the time, and, you know, you're in your body, you're not gonna change, and you can eat healthy and have fun, but thinking about it all the time is only gonna make your life miserable. You know, looking back at high school, I always think, like, oh, I wish I went to more football games or this. Like, you should just have the time of your life, no matter your friends, no matter what you look like, just have fun. That's literally what life is all about. It doesn't need to be, oh, I'm not perfect, because it's not, nobody's perfect. So that's probably what I would say.
What advice would you give your future self?
I would say to kind of go out of my comfort zone a little bit. I feel like a lot of the time people stay in their comfort zone and that's how it is, but I don't know, like, I just want to experience things, because in my opinion, every experience, everything you go through, mistake, everything, it's all a learning experience, and you grow from literally everything. So if you make mistakes, that's fine, you're gonna grow from it. If you do something awesome, that's great. Like, I don't know, I think just trying to be more unapologetically yourself and just going after what you want, because, like, who cares? You're the only one that should care about that. There was a quote and it said, like, and I always think about this still, it said, if you're always thinking about other people and what other people think, then it's not really your life. You know, you make your own decisions and you do what you want to do, what's best for you. Like, everything happens for a reason.
So how do you feel when you sit down to eat now? Do you think a lot about how you're eating, or have you been able to kind of manage your thoughts?
I feel like I'm very, like, right now, I always have a mindset of, like, oh, because for me, like, my stomach hurts really bad after I eat something that's unhealthy. But, like, every once in a while you can have something unhealthy, it's not bad, but I just think I know that if I eat a salad I'm gonna feel better, so I eat a salad, but that's not because, like, the salad still has fried chicken on it, like, it's not because it's horrible for me, so, yeah, but, like, I don't know, at the same time you can have Chick-fil-A and a salad in one day, like, I think I've definitely made that balance a lot more.
You've come a long way.
Yeah.
How do you feel emotionally?
A lot better, and I don't think that's because of, like, the food thing. I think that's because of social media, honestly. Like, I thought it would be the hardest thing in the world to get rid of social media. Like, people ask me now, they're like, oh, what's your Snapchat? Or, like, oh, I posted about you on Instagram, did you see it? And I'm like, no, I didn't, sorry. But that's, like, the only time that I ever noticed that it's changed my life. Like, it's so, like, freeing. Like, when I first deleted it and I decided I was just gonna have fun, I was just hanging out with my friends, I went hammocking, I went for drives, I did, like, everything that I always wanted to do, but, like, didn't, you know, just because it was just a Tuesday and I didn't need to do something crazy that day. But really, like, time is limited and you should just have so much fun. Like, who's stopping you?
Awesome.